Good morning, America. My name is Danny. I'm a 49-year-old American. This is my show, Danny's Pits, not for children. So if you're under the age of 18, it's not for you. First and foremost, I'd like to thank all my new pit members. You guys rock. Thank you for hitting the following and the subbing up, and smash those likes so they play the videos out to more people. I do have free giveaways, little souvenirs and knickknacks from the pit that I like to give out, send out to people. I did happen to get one dog tag back, so it's going to a guy on here named Captain Cap, I like to call him. And if I can get more, I'll put those in the hat too. But the stuff I got is pretty cool, so you can look at it, see what if you want to enter to win something. Absolutely free. I cover shipping and everything. Also, if you're watching this on the shorter platform and it's about to run out and you want to see the rest, and this is probably one you want to see the rest on, go to the full format on whatever platform you're on. Watch it there. And with that being said, thank you guys. Can't thank you enough. So jump right in. Topic of today's pit will be shut up and act or sing. This is the time of the election season where the actors and the singers really like to try to throw around their weight, so to say, their opinions. And drop comments. Let me know what you guys think about this, because this has been bothering me since day one. So far, just off the top, Bruce Springsteen has come out and made a complete, in my opinion, ass of himself, pulling for Kamala. Madonna's threatening to leave the country again. No fear there. She didn't leave when Bush won, and she didn't leave when he won again. And, of course, old burned out De Niro. I mean, he ain't done anything of any significance since Goodfellas anyway. And it's sad, because I like Robert De Niro, or thought I did. That's the problem with celebrities, though. You don't know who they are. It's a facade. It's a character. Even a show as lefty as Saturday Night Live, which I can't even watch anymore, really, is just too left. They're doing some massive, hilarious skits on Kamala and Joe Biden and Walz. Look them up. I would put them up, like I said, but I like for you guys to look for it for yourselves. Just spot on impersonations, and they're lefty. They should be trashing Trump, but that ain't working. He's actually being well received right now about everywhere he goes. And then you got these other, I watched this other clip, these people that are misinformed, and they're spreading the misinformation, about Donald Trump, saying things like he reveres Hitler. He's got Hitler's book on his nightstand. He loves Nazis. First of all, on that, I got receipts. I read the book too, and I am not a Nazi. Okay, that's for one. I also read this. Okay, I read this about 5 times in prison and once since I've been out. Why? I'll tell you later. I've also read 100 books like these. Behold a Pale Horse. I'm sure all you guys are familiar with that one. But most importantly, I've read this one. Most importantly is I read this one. And this one puts all those to shame. We all know that already. I like to read so I know what I'm doing with. I like to know my opposition, so they can't say something and I can't say, well, shit, I don't know how to come back on that. I've never read that. I read things like that. And what's funny, they're saying this about Trump being, a Hitler follower or something. Trump is like the most pro-Jewish, pro-Israel president we've ever had in the history of American presidents. As a matter of fact, his daughter's Jewish. She converted to Judaism, and as are several of his grandkids are Jewish. And yet they're still saying that he's a Nazi that hates the Jews with no proof. They just say it. There's this thing. Like I said, I read Mein Kampf. I'm not a Nazi. Far from it. I'm a Christian. I've read the Quran. I'm not a Muslim. I'm a Christian, but I want to know what it's about, so I can know when someone says something to say, no, that ain't right, or you didn't quote that right. I have that kind of memory. One of the really cool parts of my life story is I went to the library one day during lunch at work, and I found a book on Malcolm X that was about as thick as a Bible, or one of these books, and I checked it out. So I started reading it, and I worked at an auto dealership, and we had little drivers, these girls that had come to get the parts and drive them out to the shops and back. And as I was reading it, one of the girls kind of looks up under the seeing what I'm reading, and it said, Malcolm X. And she says, "Why are you reading that book?" And I said, "Because I don't like him, and I don't know why. I don't know why. I'm supposed to not like him." Well, I read the book. Now, the movie's great too, but I read the book, and guess what? Changed my mind. He wasn't a bad guy. I mean, things got kind of crazy there towards the end, and I believe if I remember correctly, he got taken out by his own people. But Malcolm X, I wanted to read about him. You don't just hate somebody just because you hate. I hate Trump, but you don't know jack shit about him. I hate that person, and you don't know jack shit about him. And I realized as I read that book, I don't hate Malcolm X. He had just his opinion, just like the Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King. I revere him. He wanted to make change through peace and power. I mean, peace and love with a little bit of power. But he was basically just, a really, really good, president. I'm sorry, not president, civil rights leader, talking about Martin Luther King. So anyway, there's only 24 days till the election, guys. And, oh, by the way, I've got more receipts. My ballot, and it's going in the mail today, and it has Donald J. Trump written all over it. Thank you. So please do the same. Think of the country, guys. You know what I mean? Even if you don't like Trump, you got to know he's the better of the two. And there's this Kamala is bringing nothing, and has already said, like on The View, basically when she felt pressed on The View when they asked her about was she going to basically be like Joe Biden, and she basically said, yeah, nothing. I'm gonna keep on going how it's going, and if that happens, we ain't gonna make it another year. We ain't gonna be able to afford to. We're gonna all be out in Tent City. Another couple rent raises, and who knows what's gonna happen. So anyway, I just wanted to make this pit so keep some of you guys aware. A lot of you guys that know me by now, my OG followers, you already know how I feel. My hair's going crazy this morning. But anyway, I brought these books out just to show I'm not just talking smack. I've actually read this stuff, okay, and I'm pretty well read up on it. And I'm saying I'm not the smartest man in the world, but I'm pretty good. And I don't speak on things that I don't know about or know of. It's very important in my life. That's been, integrity is basically the definition of integrity is doing the right thing even when nobody's looking. I didn't read these to impress you guys. I didn't read these to impress anybody. I read these to learn what it was about. And that's what you got to do. Stay away from all that hype. It's crazy. So anyway, 24 days left, and I don't want to make this the trash Kamala show or anything like that. It's the pit. But this is the dominating news right now that I do want to cover, because there's a bunch of other stories too that I'd love to talk about right now, but we're running out of time, so I got to push this election stuff. I'll probably do a fun pit later, maybe even go live later, so you can keep your eye or ear open for that. I'd be glad to have you on there. So anyway, with all that being said, stay vigilant, America. Stay looking forward, but once in a while look behind you. It kind of helps you to know where you're going when you see where you've been. And God bless each and every one of you. Stay safe, stay healthy, be safe, be healthy. Call someone you love. Go give someone you love a hug. Tomorrow's not promised. And God bless these wonderful and beautiful United States of America that we are lucky as hell to be living in. And just because you read a certain book, which, by the way, Trump has said he hasn't even read it, so it's probably a baseless claim, but I have, and I am not a Nazi. I'm a Christian. And same thing with everything else here. The only book that has any reverence to me is my Bible. Other than that, it's just man's word. So anyway, thank you guys. I'll be back to the platforms allow it. So until that time comes, stay tuned. You guys rock. And really thank you for your time. So I'll catch you next time. Thank you.